The fan's second great battle against the young ROC King. This is the most arduous battle the fan has faced since his debut. One he nearly ended in bitter regret. In the end, he turned the tables and slayed the young ROC King at the very limit. At the 1500th birthday celebration of the Peng clan's Holy Lord, the fan unexpectedly cut open a holy relic as a congratulatory gift. Just as the gift presentation ended, the ever-arrogant gold-winged young ROC King suddenly issued a life-or-death challenge to the fan. He intended to slay him before the fan suffered from the Great Dao's backlash, using this to reclaim his dignity and solidify his Dao heart. The gold-winged young ROC King struck, immediately using a supreme divine art. 108,000 swords. This sword technique was incredibly sharp, its power terrifying. However, the fan broke it, sword by sword. 108,000 streams of ROC sword ki were annihilated. The distant spectators were all profoundly shaken. Immediately after, the gold-winged young ROC King took out the Great Desolate Halberd. This weapon was forged by the old ROC King within the Great Wasteland, refined and forged by him. Sealed within is his immortal battle intent, making it an extremely brutal and domineering demonic weapon. The gold-winged young ROC King swung the Great Desolate Halberd, slashing down relentlessly. This attack was not a single move, but contained the Great Dao of heaven and earth, transforming into a black demonic dragon that opened its cavernous maw to devour the fan. The fan countered with the dragon-patterned black gold Holy Spirit sword, repeatedly hacking at the vicious demonic dragon. From their clashes, sparks flew wildly, plunging the entire sky into chaos. The earth shook and mountains trembled from their fierce battle. They destroyed dozens of mountains, exchanging over 500 blows, but were still evenly matched. Seeing his prolonged assault was futile, the gold-winged young ROC King suddenly changed his tactics, unleashing his supreme divine art. This was a world-shaking holy technique, originating from a treasure art passed down in the ROC clan's bloodline. This wondrous art could manifest as a vision, or be used as a close-quarters combat art. This technique required reaching the four extremities CG realm to be performed. He was unable to use it before, as his cultivation was shackled, a fact that had always weighed on the young ROC King's mind. The gold-winged young ROC King charged directly at the fan. The fan, however, met the divine ROC head-on with his golden fist, using his physical body's strength to counter the ROC dragon grappling holy art. Merged with previous line, the void shattered. Facing such a terrifying holy technique, the fan felt immense pressure, knowing he would lose by relying on his body alone. He was forced to execute the Duzin Shengfa War Saint method, manifesting the vision of 9 dragons pulling a coffin to meet the attack. The two clashed in a battle of life and death, the fighting growing ever more intense. Holy art versus holy art. They exchanged 1,500 blows, yet no victor emerged. This fierce battle ignited the fan's fighting spirit. This was the longest battle he had ever fought. He hadn't expected the ROC clan's holy art to be this formidable. The gold-winged young ROC King, unwilling to drag it out, decisively used the first form of the heavenly demon saint-slaying art. His combat power instantly surged several times over. The fan felt an extreme mortal threat. There was no room for retreat. He immediately used the Duzan Shengfa to manifest Taiji. Using the Supreme Yang with the Supreme Yang, he pushed his own combat power to its absolute peak. In the end, his great Dao of Taiji collided with the first form of the saint-slaying art. From the impact, the gold-winged young ROC King was sent flying backwards, spitting fresh blood. Next, the second and third forms of the heavenly demon saint-slaying art were consecutively neutralized one by the fan's great Dao of Taiji. The gold-winged young ROC King was once again severely injured, especially when breaking the third form. The fan seized the opportunity to launch a fierce deeply wounded. The gold-winged young ROC King fell into a complete frenzy. He recklessly forced himself to manifest the fourth form of the saint-slaying art, empowered by the fourth form. Every move from the gold-winged young ROC was fused with the boundless laws of the great Dao, their power astonishing. Faced with such an offensive, only the Geo secret art could contend with it. However, the fan's luck was terrible at this moment. He tried hundreds of times without a single success. The fan decisively abandoned, relying on luck for this life-or-death gamble, and once again channeled the Duzin Shengfa with all his might, pushing the secret art to its very limit. On the razor's edge of life and death, the fan suddenly captured a trace of the Great Dao's trajectory. His body curved like a dragon, becoming the dividing line between yin and yang in the Taiji divine diagram. In that instant, the fan's speed broke all limits. Before the gold-winged young ROC King could even react, his body was severed by the dragon-shaped Dao trace from the fan. In the end, even his head was nearly lopped off. The fourth form of the heavenly demon saint-slaying art was completely broken. The gold-winged young ROC King staggered, having completely lost his ability to fight. Yet, the fan did not take the chance to kill him. He suddenly felt a boundless killing intent lock onto him. The newcomer was none other than the old ROC King. In the end, the old ROC King took the gold-winged young ROC King away. He gave the young ROC King an order. If he could not pass the ancient 9 trials set by the saint, he was forbidden from ever appearing in the world again. This battle concluded with the fan's victory. The two had exchanged nearly 5,000 blows. This was the most arduous battle the fan had fought since his debut, and he had even come close to perishing here, if not for comprehending his own Dao at the critical moment, and perfectly manifesting it. With the Duzan Shengfa, he truly would not have escaped a tragic defeat. It should be noted that the events above are from the original novel's plot, and may differ from the plot of the animated version.